In this video, we're going to take a look at the automatic leaders that Traverse PC puts on line labels and point labels. I've opened the survey called Learn Import. It's one of the sample surveys that ships with Traverse PC. And I want to come in and zoom in around Lot 2 down here. I'm going to double click any object drawn by Lot 2, and I'm going to recall a setting called Property Lines. Let's OK that, and let's apply that. And we can see that Traverse PC has set the line width, the symbols, etc. in this traverse. Now I'm going to make just a couple of changes to these predefined settings. If you notice here in the points section, there's a new leader option. I'm going to tell Traverse PC I want to draw the coordinates with each point label, and I want the leaders for the point label. So I'm going to apply that. And we can see that Traverse PC has added leaders to the point labels now. That could be handy if you've got a lot of information all in one place and you want to keep track of which points the labels belong to. I'm going to also come in and tell Traverse PC that I want to put both the distance and the direction above, and that if it does draw a label off to the side, that I want it to split that leader. And we're going to talk about all of these here in just a moment. Let's OK this, and let's come in and take a look at what Traverse PC has done with automatic leaders in this traverse. I'm going to zoom in just a little closer, and let's move one of these point labels just a moment. And we see that the leader moves automatically with the label. Here we've got a leader on the curve label. Again, if I move this inside, see how the leader changes the side of the label. And if I look up here, I've got leaders on a tangent label. Now, Traverse PC automatically created a stacked label for this tangent because it didn't fit on that little short segment there. So it created it off to the side for us. I'm going to tell Traverse PC that I want to change this just a little bit. So I've said, as a rule for this traverse, apply leaders to all of the point labels, to all of the curve labels, and to any of these tangent labels that are too short. But I can come into any one of these labels and tell it I don't want the leader on this particular one. So I can right click, go to Modify Object. This is the command right here, leader off. Traverse PC will remove the leader from that object. I can do that for tangents. I can do that for curves. And I can do that for point labels. And we could just as easily go in and turn those back on by modifying the object, telling Traverse PC that now I want the leader on. For all of those. If I had a number of these that I wanted to change like this, I could just as easily come in and select them. I'm going to select this label, select this label, select this label. Now I can right click any one of these labels and I can say I want to turn the leaders off for all of those. Or I can right click any one of them, tell Traverse PC I want to modify objects and turn the leaders on for any one of them. Okay? And then I can tell I'm done with selected object. Let's extend this leader idea just for a moment by moving this line label, tangent label down here a little bit. I'm going to right click that label now, and just like I did the others, I'm going to say label leader on. Traverse PC attaches a leader from that object to the center of the tangent that it is labeling. So even if Traverse PC has already labeled these tangents and hasn't stacked them off to the side, I can still come in and create a leader here. That's sure helpful when I've got a lot of line segments that I'm keeping track of, either in a line table or a curve table or on the drawing itself. It gives me a lot of flexibility as to when and how I include the leaders. Just one more little mention here about leaders is that these automatic leaders are controlled by one of the drawing settings called leaders. So I can go into drawing settings, click on the leaders tab, And now I can change the line type that's used to draw the leaders. I can choose what kind of arrow is used or no arrow at all. And when I apply those settings, I see that all of those automatic leaders change. So I don't have to go in and modify each of these individually. I generally use the global drawing settings to say I want all the leaders to look a certain way, and Traverse PC will update them automatically for me.